Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you're gonna watch this, you're gonna know the whole movie. The whole thing. You have been warned.
Hey, stop doing shit to my car.
Hey guys, and welcome to the F&M Movie Review Show. This week we reviewed American Ultra. So yeah, this is a full spoilers review show, so if you haven't seen the movie, it's gonna be spoiled. So it's kind of up to you. But if you have seen it, stay tuned and you will hear our thoughts.
Which are important.
People care about what we think.
Totally.
Alright, cool. So, introduce yourself.
Okay. As you know, I'm Andres Gutierrez. Hail Hydra!
I'm Kyle H. Benjamin.
I'm Joe Wakefield.
I'm Caleb Thomas.
And I noticed none of you did Hail Hydra as well.
No.
You know that's a problem, right?
We're part of a different political party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this show's going to be very interesting.
And this is the F&M Movie Review Show.
So my first impression was I just thought it was going to be another stoner comedy, honestly. But I decided to give it a shot. So
I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I just saw a bunch of weed and action, so I was like, okay, I'll go.
Yeah, so when I first thought about this movie, I thought it'd be funny. I thought it'd be really funny. Like over the top of a Pineapple Express kind of funny. And yeah, so that was my first impression.
I'm taking your guys's. I saw weed action on the side of a bus, and I was hooked. That was it. A bus passed by me, and then you told me about the trailer, and then I saw that the director was the same director as Project X, so I knew it was going to be a good time.
Alright, so the good for me was actually the really, really cool action. You get to see Jesse Eisenberg be quite a bit of a badass in this one. You already know that he's got some pretty good acting chops. We've all seen him in Social Network, Zombieland, Adventureland, stuff like that. But this one...
Completely different films, Zombieland and Adventureland.
Yeah, but...
That was like... Ooh.
Yeah, well, but we know the guy's got some credentials under his belt. And it was great to see him actually, once again... As in the spirit of Zombieland, he has fun, but he kicks a lot of ass in this movie. He kind of reminded me of the way he would use random objects to just kill people with it. Kind of reminded me of like a Jackie Chan movie, except Jackie Chan would just kick your ass, but Jesse Eisenberg, he would kill you with it.
Yeah.
The good for me was Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart. They have great chemistry on camera.
They did.
I mean, you feel it every time you see them. I mean, they're just like the cutest couple. I wouldn't be surprised if they were like a huge Hollywood couple in the future, because they're just...
The chemistry was there.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it got you right here, right there,
right in there.
Yeah, and they definitely they sold you on the relationship. Like I felt for these characters, I wanted them to be together because you really felt like they were truly in love, and you're just like, I hope those kids make it.
And then you find out she's CIA, and you're like, oh shit.
Ah!
Actually, that was a surprise to me because I was expecting her to actually get capped off. In the movie.
I really thought
once she grabbed the object though.
Yeah.
Like I knew at that point. That's when I
Yeah.
figured out. But up until then, I was just like, oh, she's kind of.
Yeah, when she was explaining the effects of the gas that went in, I was like,
I
all right,
immediately
that
immediately caught that.
The flashbacks too.
Yeah.
Like there was something going on there. So
Yeah, that was all within that like 5 minutes of reveal.
Yeah.
And it was just the crazy thing is that she came out. I remember looking at you and I'm just like, how the
Does
did
she
know that?
And I'm like, just wait for it.
Yeah, right?
Just wait for it. We'll see.
the reveal.
She's in on it.
Yeah.
Don't tell no one.
Oh,
surprise, though.
Michael Pena.
Michael Pena. Yeah, that was my impression.
I like it when they go down into the basement too.
And their faces are all like fucked up.
That was the point. That was the point of the scene, is to make her look really weird and to make him
But
look
she
really
held her
weird.
own because she did amazing.
She did a
I
really
love
good job
Kristen
in this.
Stewart.
Yeah, no, she did a wonderful job.
I have nothing bad to say about her. I mean, I used to
Not
hate
on
her
this
for
one.
no reason like everyone else, but now,
I believed her character. Once again, just the chemistry between her and Jesse Eisenberg.
it's
You were
great.
just like, I love guys.
Yeah,
Right.
she wasn't. In this movie, she actually wasn't emotionless, which a lot of people gave her about. Like, this is her sad, this is her happy,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
her depressed. But
Yeah.
this one, she actually showed, like,
That's
Believe
She
it
had
or
a
not,
she
very
cried
wide
a
range
lot.
in this
Yeah,
movie.
she did.
Yeah.
Man.
Even when they're in the car, like, haven't we all been there and like
Yeah.
fighting with that
Hell
person in
yeah.
the car?
Yeah,
Just
it
like,
was
no, leave me alone. Like,
It's like you just have to tell them something, but they just don't want to
Yeah.
hear it. It's the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
You're sitting there and just like, just let me get this out. And they're like, I can't deal with this right now. And you're just like,
You feel it
It
because we've
definitely-
all through that shit.
yeah.
yeah. It was, yeah, well, that's another thing. The first 10 minutes of this film gave me a different idea of what their relationship
Yeah.
was. And then it turned into something really beautiful and sweet. Because at the beginning of the film, you kind of get the feeling that they're about to break up.
Yeah.
Like, this is not going to go well. Like, and I'm sure that was the intent of this, you know, the scenes, but it completely flips on you. You're like, nope, they're meant for each other.
Yeah. And then she gave up everything for him.
Because
Yeah.
she was actually his
For
handler.
5 years.
She was supposed to just get him settled into the town and then, like, I guess dump him over something, but she chose to stay with him.
right when her boss starts like yelling that at her when she gets captured, that was my favorite scene of her. Because all she did was stand there.
Like
I
a
think
badass.
she cried a little bit, she smiled a little bit, she looked a little sexy and whatnot. Like, it was a good 30 seconds.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Oh,
Solid.
what about that one? The Arrested Development. Gentleman.
Tony? I think
The
it's
CIA
Tony or something
guy.
like that.
Topher Grace?
No, the CIA guy, the friend, the guy who's tall and
Tony
bald.
Hale. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
his
yeah,
name
yeah.
is Tony Hale.
Oh,
Tony
yeah.
Hale.
Tony
Yes.
Hale.
He did pretty good for what little screen time he had.
Ooh.
I really agree with that one because I don't know. I've only seen him in Arrested Development, and he was always the goofy kind of guy. But this time, he actually did some acting when he had to call her up and say no.
I can't help you anymore.
Dude, like you saw all the emotions, and he went through in that small screen.
And there
time.
was like
each-
no dialogue either.
no.
Oh,
He
yeah,
got a
yeah.
couple phone calls and he just like stood there, like like when you're filming they're not obviously having a real convo. Someone's on the side yelling that off, like scripty or whatnot. It's just like yelling that out. So you really have to be in that, and I think he did better than anyone else.
Oh, yeah, especially the scene where he has to make a choice to...
Oh,
drop
with the
bomb
laptop
yeah,
and
he was
whatnot.
like,
Oh
that was
yeah,
great.
and
then
then he's
decides
like
to-
laughing and
oh,
whatnot.
he
He's like,
decides the time he's just waiting.
and then he's
for
just
them
like,
to wait for them to
he's
arrest
like,
him.
oh come on.
He's like, I don't know what to do.
That's he was probably the person who stood out the most to me for sure. I think he did amazing, and I hope
And
he
for-
gets more roles for this
Yeah.
because he did
Yeah.
such a good job.
And for that being a small part, he stole it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
True.
he did.
I also love how the movie went on and they just got more and more up.
Oh,
Their
I
faces.
love
Yeah.
that. That's what was
Yeah.
kind of cool, like Pineapple
Yeah.
Express by the end of it, or like Die Hard. I was thinking it
Yeah.
had a mix of Die Hard, where like they've literally had the beaten out of them by then. They're like, all right,
That had to be the
like,
greatest.
here we go. Oh, I love
That had to be
It
the
was-
greatest marriage proposal, too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. At
He
the,
just said,
at the very end, the building behind him's on fire, and there's thousands of cops with guns drawn,
Yeah.
ready to freaking kill
like
him.
the lasers.
And he just gets down on one knee and proposes to her at the
They're
end.
both bloody. beat
And you're
the
just
shit.
like,
she said
this
yes.
is the best time. And then
She said yes.
They're both
I can't
tased.
say.
Chrissy
Come
she
on,
was just
can you
like,
give us
can
a
you give,
second?
yeah,
Just
give
give
us
us
like
a
1
second.
minute. Done. Done. And yeah.
I love the way they
Oh.
ended it too.
Yeah, it was great.
They did, yeah, because what else could they do? Like, after that movie, you couldn't just go back to
Right.
being a small town guy.
Character arc. I love it
Yeah.
because I don't know who said something, but the first 10 minutes were really really boring to me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so like there's so much drama in their life. I don't want this drama.
Yeah.
And then like hits the fan, and you watch them both really grow, and then like go this way and come back together. So there's good story to it.
Yeah, I love how he started to, I guess, tap into his abilities at will, because before it was just like an instinct thing. Like if someone pointed after the CIA lady muttered that whatever.
The phrase, the trigger phrase.
Yeah, the trigger phrase, and it's like, oh, now later on in the movie, he's starting to learn how to tap into that shit. So I was like, I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and it's a great funny parts. He's like walking around. He's like, wait a minute, that's the name of a tank. I know like 50 names
I
of
know,
tanks.
right?
When did I learn about tanks?
Tanks and bombs and guns and shit.
And guns. Why do I know all of this?
And then at the end, he's like, I didn't know I knew Mandarin.
Yeah.
I guess I know Mandarin now.
Yeah. Like, what else does he know? You know what I mean? Like, if I was him, it would just be like a fun game. I'd be like, I'm gonna just skydive or try this or try that and just see if I tap into this weird ability that the government instilled in my head when I was 18.
Right.
Okay, well, personally, the bad for me was because I just got out of a pretty serious relationship fairly recently. So seeing the emotion and the drama between those two was like I didn't want to see that because it just took me back to where it was. So that was the only personal bad for me.
I mean, that's
and
pretty good.
And also,
then-
yeah. I
As
mean,
long as they
also
did a
good
good job.
Yeah, as far as a bad, if the only bad you could find is like something that
it made
affects you
me
personally,
feel
then
bad.
that's pretty
it made
good.
me it made me feel bad. It wasn't
Yeah.
bad, but it made me feel bad. And
Because the
also-
beginning really made you think that they were going to break up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do agree with Caleb. Like the first 10 minutes were a little slow.
It was.
a little
Stale.
slow for me.
It was stale.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. That sucks. You went through that.
Yeah.
But hey, the movie made you feel something, so they did their job.
Yeah.
True.
Movie can make you feel. I mean, I wouldn't even say there's so much of a bad. It's just I thought it would be funnier than it was. To me, it was much more of an action movie. It was funny. It had really funny parts. But I was expecting it to be like, because the character's a stoner, I expected it to be that stoner comedy where it's like, not as far as Dude, Where's My Car, but maybe a Pineapple Express. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not everybody has the spryness of Seth Rogen. Unfortunately, like, he is stoner comedy,
Right.
I feel.
Right.
Fair enough. But you know, Jesse Eisenberg, he has a really
Oh, he
good
killed-
balance,
that's the
'cause
thing,
You
is
got
that
the
he's
social
not
network,
the-
and then you got the stoner guy, and it's like, I believe them both. I don't think I have a bad. I really don't. I mean, I want to say bad stuff, and like, I'm not giving the
you
movie.
can.
I'm not saying the movie is by any means perfect, because it's not. It's far from a perfect movie. But what they did all worked for me. There wasn't anything in particular I would say was bad.
What I kind of wish they would have done is they kind of went in depth with the experiments that they pulled off with them. Just give me a little more backstory. Like, what exactly did you do?
Yeah, we didn't even see a flashback.
I know,
Right.
they just
Like,
talked
I was hoping
about
to
it.
see some training or something
Exactly.
like that
No,
with
she
Jean-Claude
just
Van
talked-
Damme.
Yeah, she
like,
just talked about it. Like, okay, so what exactly did he succeed in
that
that everyone else
that would have
failed?
made the final payoff when Bill Pullman's there. That we
Yeah.
would have liked that scene way more because there wasn't like that. She's just like, "You got it, the miracle," but we didn't feel that because we weren't taking on that
Exactly.
I
journey.
know, because we
They were
didn't
just
find-
telling us a story, and we're like, "Oh, okay."
That's,
well,
it's
that
a good
came full
idea
circle.
though for the sequel though. Think about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
If you cut the sequel with
Wakes
him
up having
being a
more
CIA
flashbacks. Boom.
Exactly.
We're done. We're happy.
He's
And
being
then-
a CIA agent going on some mission, and then you cut back to these flashbacks during his actual like training process that coincide that like have a
Oh, then
connection.
they
with the
borrow
new
more
stuff.
from Jason Bourne with that.
It.
But yeah, I just really wish that they went more into the backstory. What exactly did the CIA do to turn him into what he is?
To kind of touch on that, like, why were they trying to kill him all of a sudden? I didn't catch that.
I honestly, they suggested it. They never said, but I think Topher Grace had a relationship with Kristen Stewart way back in the academy. She was his handler. She went with him. I mean, because it just seemed like it was a jealous
That could be a
boyfriend thing.
deleted scene.
Like,
Yeah,
at
they
the
had
end-
that little.
Yeah, because he's just like, oh, your
Flirtation.
stupid stoner boyfriend. Like, you threw away your life. It kind of to me
Yeah,
felt
why
like he
would
was
he
saying,
be
like,
that
why?
mad?
Look what I'm doing. Look
It
what
was a
you're doing.
jilted boyfriend who doesn't know how to let go, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and
Maybe
you know,
he's a dick
So
employee.
why kill him after like 5 years though? Like,
He kept
because he just got to the point of power where
He was trying to leave. He was trying to leave. Remember?
he kept
He was
trying-
just like,
that's
"Oh,
right,
we can't
like-
have him
like,
leave
he keeps
anymore."
trying to-
That was his
Yeah.
excuse. That because he had to have a reason.
I think in a deleted
Right.
scene though, there may have been a talk.
I feel
'Cause
like it
seems
could have
like
been a
in-
little bit clearer though.
That's true
Yeah.
though. No, that's a very good point. His motives, while they did explain it, was just kind of brief in dialogue
Exactly.
and could have
Seemed
been.
a little too upset for no reason.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like, yes, I can kill him now! Hooray! And I'm thinking all those bad guys that he had, the assassins, what they call them.
That's yeah. What was up with that?
I
too?
think-
Tough guys.
Yeah, tough
Tough
guys.
guys.
I think
Was
those
that a
were
joke,
other
or-
people.
I think that was just the code name.
No,
for
that was the code name
program.
for it. But I think those were the other
not a
people that
code
Jesse
name.
Eisenberg
Yes.
was trained with.
Yes.
They're
and
the ones
they're the ones that went wrong.
who lost their.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesse Eisenberg was the part of the Wise Guy program.
yeah, because he was a success.
Also, another personal thing for me, I kind of wish John Leguizamo's character had a little more screen time because he was really cool. Rose.
He
For-
was
for a
funny.
little. I mean, yeah, I just thought. It was,
I wish he would have lasted a little longer.
I think
Yeah.
he was a character he really wanted to play. I don't think he was a first choice or anything like that. I think
Really?
he somehow found that character and he was like, please. Because most people with their ego, they're not going to say, just run in and shoot me. That's the director going, this is how it's going to be. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Because nowadays, everyone can do what they want.
Right.
Ethan Hawke slept on the director's couch for The Purge. That movie was not made big budget. That was a small film that he was just like, please let me be a part. Pain and Gain, everyone's taking pay cuts. So I think he found that role or something. He's like, I will do whatever it is that you need to be a part of it. He's just like, yeah, you're just going to get shot at the very end, and that's it. He's like, all right, I'm done.
Well, John Leguizamo is known for doing small roles in really good films, because think about John Wick. He was only in, they probably had him for one day, because he was only in that garage chop shop.
For like 5 minutes,
Yeah,
maybe.
and
5 minutes
that was it.
True.
So
It's a
like,
good 5 minutes.
yeah, I'm thinking John Leguizamo. I don't know the man personally. I've never had the pleasure of working with him, but I think he's just the kind of guy who's just like, yeah, it's a good movie. It's fun. Let's do it. So yeah, totally. Okay, do you want to go first?
This is now one of my favorite movies. I absolutely loved it. It was so good. I really want to buy it if I have money.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my final thoughts were, the movie was not as funny as I thought it would be, but it was great because it had a good, balance. I really liked it. It was honestly exactly, with the exception of the comedy, exactly what I thought it would be. Like, I saw the trailers, I thought it would be a certain movie, and that's what it was. So, mission accomplished.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think it was going to be that good, so I loved it. I'm going to definitely get it.
Yeah, it was to me it was one of the more entertaining movies that came out this year. Kristen Stewart, she really showed off some acting chops in this one. Jesse Eisenberg showed off some badass chops in this one. Topher Grace, you really love to hate him in this one, and everything was just great. Really well shot, great action.
Damn you, Eric Foreman.
Who?
Eric Foreman is Topher Grace's character of That 70s Show. Come on, man. I know you're younger than me, but come on.
I forgot.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
all right.
I'm young.
I would give it a 4.5 because because for the first 10 minutes is really great. It's a little slow, but everything else just picks up afterwards. So I'll give it a 4.5.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It was a very solid film. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I'm never gonna give a movie a 5 unless I truly believe it's a perfect movie. But this came damn close. But I can't give it higher than a 4.5.
Thank God.
4 out of 5. The same. The 5 out of 5 is reserved for those very special, glorious ones. I would give it a 4.5, but just to make it even, 4 out of 5. It was really awesome. I loved it. And Kristen Stewart, I can't hate on her ever again. I don't think anyone ever should, because I know she kind of comes down under scrutiny. She really did amazing. And she was kind of badass and sexy.
I agree. I hope that in our careers I get to work with all of those actors.
Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg really, he's got this kind of type
Quirkiness.
weird, yeah, I don't.
But it's amazing.
He hones in on it, and he does it so on the way he talks too. He's like, he's got his way.
What was that?
We're gonna have Cameron redo that over and over.
Oh, it's. I don't know. He knows what he can do, and he does it well. And would have never expected him in this, but I think he's hit every kind of character you need to. And I think his career is gonna get way better too. This was a badass. So yeah.
Great. So, hey guys, thanks for watching the F&M Movie Review Show. I'm Joe Wakefield.
I'm Caleb Thomas.
I'm Kyle H. Benjamin.
I'm Andres. Hail Hydra.
And yeah, make sure to subscribe and watch our next show next week. All right, have a good one.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not give it a thumbs up down below? And while you're at it, why not hit the subscribe button to see more? Thanks again, guys.